action here between Tundra and Heroic. And already both teams looking for some of that action, as Heroic did make the move over into Tundra's high ground area here. Tundra trying to get in with the chase down, but neither side quite having the catch or finding the angle that they wanted to try and make a play happen. But yeah, let's see what happens. Tundra's lineup, it does look pretty scary, Gunnar, when you consider what's strong this patch.
They definitely got a lot of what they wanted, I would say. Their Invoker always gets banned, but they got it. Dragonite almost always banned, they got it. 33 Beastmaster, I feel like just their cores, you don't even have to think about the supports, their cores got everything they want. And on the side Heroic, I think they still got strong heroes, but it doesn't feel as scary as what Tundra got. Now King Jungles.
Yep, Tundra, they're going to get first blood with that. Whitemon, he'll grab that one as they take down King Jungles. Duracho will be chased a little bit by Whisper and Schofield, able to get in with a cheeky bounty rune deny there, Schofield. Make sure that Duracho is not able to grab that for the team. Yeah, starting off with the first blood. And so with the way that this is set up, you know, we know that Tundra's lineup makes a lot of sense. When you look at what Heroic's going for, what do you think their plan is? Like, what was sort of their angle today, turning up and trying to take a game, or potentially two, off Tundra? What do they want to do?
I honestly was a bit surprised when they moved the Abba off carry. I thought this was one of the good Abba carry games, especially versus the Beast, but they probably either don't value it as much, and I know Yuma really likes the matchup of Monkey versus Beastmaster, and so the only issue I see with their draft is it doesn't feel like their heroes have the same strengths as just like Total, right? If you take a really strong Tundra draft and a really strong Heroic draft, I feel like Tundra draft is just going to win. So for Heroic, I think it's probably a lot on Analog in terms of how well he lanes mid versus BZM Invoker and how well he can rotate. He also doesn't really have that much burst damage besides Hoodwing. So it's probably also on Schofield to kind of help enable Analog. And we've seen these games where the teams have weaker drafts or less damage, but they just outnumber Tundra. And so it's basically a question of, can Heroic outnumber Tundra? But we've basically seen Tundra's always the one outnumbering as well. It's never been Tundra gets out. I don't think I've seen one time in a Tundra game this tournament that they've been outnumbered in a fight in the early game.
No, their sort of distribution of resources when it comes to heroes and those early reactions have been fantastic.
I think a lot of it is on Duracho as well. He's always this very active carry, wants to go fight. I know Jenkins doesn't sound like he's a fan of Dragonite, but it's actually a very active carry. You can even go first side and Blink Dagger, play kind of like a mid. And so for Tundra, they also have BCM on Invoker. This hero, I think every game I watch Tundra, it's pretty much banned in the second phase, and they don't allow him to get the Invoker for free, but he still gets it. So a bit surprising, but I think to give Heroic credit, usually when you're not banning heroes, like they're not banning the Invoker, they're not banning the Beast.
Top lane from Saxa onto the two of them. Yuma's going to turn and stand his ground with a boundless strike, and we'll be able to get the kill first. Take Saxa down. 33 not going to quite be able to punish either of them in return. Same time, bottom lane, Duracho steps up with the Dragon Tail onto Whispers. Whisper and Schofield, they're attempting to chase Whitemon down into the trees, but he's got the Fire Spirits out. We'll be able to get them onto the two of them. Whisper shields up. Doesn't want to dive in under the tower for him yet, though.
Duracho has a stun in one.
Got to be careful. Dragon Tail stun once more on towards Whisper, but damage is not going to be there from Duracho. So Heroic will be fine for now. I mean, again, they're kind of really pushing it. At the same time, back up on the top lane, 33 was able to get Yuma out of the lane. As soon as he got that backup coming back in once more from Saxa, they get that kill up there.
Yeah, actually really surprising how this lane is going. 33 is doing really, really well for himself, especially versus Enchantress. Usually this matchup is really sad because you can't go Boars, and I think Boars is just a really strong laning spell for Beast, and he skips it obviously versus Enchantress, and he's still kind of winning the lane at this level 1-2 timing, which is just means that pretty much he knows his hero really well. I think he's probably the best Beastmaster in the world, so it definitely feels bad for Heroic when you pick this Monkey with the idea that, oh, I'm going to jump onto the Beastmaster, I'm going to keep going on him and win the lane, and you start losing the lane.
Yes, we've seen countless times of him adapting to the different situations that he's had to play into, and he's just become so familiar with. One of the reasons why Tundra do not feel afraid of just going with that first pick Beastmaster in many a draft. Very likely to always have a very, very good time. Mid lane matchup so far, 14 for 3 against the 12 and 2, very close. The battles continue down bottom as King Jungles will turn up. Lovely stun here nice with the Centaur onto the two of them. Body blocking as well. King Jungles comes in with the setup, make sure they get the kill. Whisper actually survives there as Whitemon couldn't get enough damage done. Now with the Bushwhack back up, Schofield gets the double off the back of that excellent rotation from King Jungles on the Enchantress.
Yeah, really good read to kind of notice they're not winning this lane top. They're not going to win the lane likely anymore, especially now that the Beastmaster has Arcane Boots. So just Gates with the Centaur creep gets a double kill, and that is setting up... This ball lane is already very close.
Look at this. They want to go for a really heavy hit here. They want to go for another play. Diving the tower here. As soon as they're TP'd in, they go straight for Dyrachyo. See if they can kill him off. That beautiful bushwhack, dragging him in there pretty much from max range. As soon as he TP's in, they're going to be able to kill him off again. See if they can also deal with Whitemon. They turn towards him, shields down to King Jungles. Whitemon's got to dive away. He's going to go through the twin gate. The acorn shot, the right click's not enough to kill him immediately. He's ticking down low, but he will live in a very awkward spot though. And Yuma, he's hunting for him. Ready to see if he can finish off a kill. Whitemon for now, staying with the vision advantage. And we'll go back down to the other side on the twin gate. Same time, in the mid lane, rotation comes in from Saxa, joins forces with BZM to be able to take down Analog. But yeah, this bottom lane, and Dyrachyo's game, of course, being slowed down massively as he has to take the long walk back to that tier 1. And back down bottom, Whitemon came for the twin gate. They were still here ready for him. They'll also be able to kill him off again. So King Jungles really opening up these side lanes, this bottom lane in particular, for the side of Heroic. 5 assists on him in 4 minutes. Every single kill he's been a part of. And also a really big thing was Yuma actually canceled the TP of Saxa at the start of that fight. So if Nixasass was there, maybe he's able to defend his team. But just really good rotations. Dragon Knight dies 2 times back-to-back. Phoenix dies 2 times back-to-back. And Heroic's kind of taking the lead. Even though their Ember does go down mid, I think it doesn't matter too much. Especially because these side lanes are so important right now that... Yep. Heroic's in a pretty good spot with how the game's going. Yeah, and his farm, of course, still good on the Ember in the mid. Still staying level with that of BZM's Invoker. And that kill did require the attention of Saxa to come over from that top lane. Bottom. See Whitemon and Dyrachyo looking to get a bit of payback here as they'll be able to run down Schofield. Bushwhack on 2 of them. But they'll burn him down with a Breathe Fire. No chance to deny to the neutrals. So keeping it close here with the kills that they can find back in their favor. Mid lane, Analog getting pretty low. And Saxa's looking to make his appearance known once again around the mid, so Analog's got to be cautious. Yeah, it's scary if he can't get 6 before the power rune, which he probably won't. So Heroic's going to have to give up the 6 rune, I think, unless they bring a lot of heroes, and that matters a lot. The 6-minute rune, especially for heroes like Ember or Invoker to some extent, they want to be able to rotate with it. So if he has to give up the rune fully and they give up control to Tundra, the next like minute or 2 can go into their favor really hard. It looks like a 50-50 though. Just going to be an invis rune for Saxa. Might be able to set something up with that. See where he wants to head. Bottom lane. Dyrachyo having to deal with the pressure of Whisper. Not easy for him to do with the slow start that he's had as the DK in this lane. Whisper level 5, a level ahead of him. Yeah, it's very surprising that his game is so bad, and it's all because of the rotations. Usually you pick Dragon Knight, you leave. This guy can 1v2 and he'll still be the most farmed hero in the entire game, but already now he's kind of struggling. He's just barely above the Ember Spear, who got killed mid, so his inventory is just so funny. It's Brown Boots Windlace. He doesn't really have any stats. He can't really contest Whisper. Whisper has Boots Windlace as well, but he also has a full Orb of Corrosion and a Null Talisman, so he's pretty far behind already on the Dragon Knight, just in terms of laning prowess. And I think that'll kind of matter because you want Dragon Knight to accelerate early in the game by winning his lane being really stable. So if he gets kicked out early by maybe another rotation to bot lane, that's going to hurt Tundra's map state a lot. We'll see Yuma. He's looking to get cheeky around the 7-minute wisdom. But 33 and Saxa are there. He's going to be able to jump in and get it. He's going to pay for it though. I think so. Raw's going to be there in place to make sure he doesn't get any sort of chance to get the Jingu out. Stacked up and able to stand his ground, but he got the job done. Steals the wisdom, gets out of there. You know, he's not going to be too upset. Runes. Every game, he would be telling you that's worth. He's like, and he goes, sometimes he'll be, don't worry guys, if I did it slightly better, I wouldn't even have died. But it's worth anyway. Honestly, happy he hasn't changed. And it's not the worst. Because they got double XP runes, the supports are going to be low on Tundra. He's level 4 on the Nyx. Like, he's not going to, level 3 on the Phoenix. So, honestly, not the worst because his lane wasn't going great. It wasn't like he was able to contest the Beastmaster normally in the lane, so at least getting the ability to make some pressure happen in some way, it's never a bad thing to make moves, even if you die. Sure. And I guess overall for Tundra, obviously with Dyrachyo having the slow start, the good news for him is, right, that they have these 2 other cores, BZM on the Invoker and 33 on the Beastmaster, and these 2 heroes, they're going to get to the point, right, where they can roam the map and really just start to take over a lot of space and secure a lot of safe areas for Dyrachyo to be able to catch up on the farm. Yeah, and also something I'm surprised about is he's going Helm of the Dom on Beastmaster, which is pretty strange versus Enchantress, just because she can take the creep at any point, but once you get the upgraded Dom 2, then you can get Ancients, and then Enchantress can't take it over anymore. But I want to see how he kind of uses the timing when he gets it. Saxa, patience there, was able to lay down the stun onto Yuma, but dealing with the three of them, not going to be possible. Yuma gets the kill.
Dire's middle tower is under
Really good by just Heroic going for that kill. I think a lot of the Monkey Kings we've seen in this tournament have gotten a lot better at the hero with how to utilize it. We saw Mickey yesterday from Liquid. He would just rotate mid. They had the whole entire 4v4 mid at like 8 minutes. Same thing here. Yuma goes to XP route once, goes to his jungle, gets a kill, and it's a lot less these days of carry. You go AFK for 20 minutes, go farm, 1v5 the game. It's so much more about how can you participate in your team and help your team win the game. Even Tundra, right? Duracio. This guy participates in every fight he can possibly. He's never just sitting here hitting creeps unless he needs his one item to go play the game for real.
Looks to be quite the early tier 1 tower potentially being taken here by Heroic, because Tundra don't really have any interest in bringing anyone down here to slow this down. The Whisper getting a lot of freedom on the Abaddon.
I am scared of what BZM will do. I think his game has been really good so far, and I think his Invoker is really strong. I also think it's just a good Invoker game in general. It's good versus Abba, it's good versus Monkey, even the supports it's decent versus. So he can put in a lot of work this game, and he's also not only the only strong one, but 33 Beastmaster.
A lovely little pull back there with the Wild Wing Ripper, leaves no chance for Yuma to run. I mean, this is the thing, right? I feel like the test this game for Heroic is, can they beat a 33 Beastmaster that's at the top net worth by quite a bit at the 10-minute mark? You know, these sort of games, 33 on his Beastmaster, he doesn't tend to lose them, Gunnar.
No, I think even the games he's super far behind. I've seen so many games of him. I'll watch his replays and he's 5th net worth. He got like completely countered in the lane, and you know, jump cut, 18 minutes in the game, top net worth in the game, 3 items, killing everyone. So when you put him in these really good positions, he definitely knows what to do, how to pressure with his hero. I would say Tundra is one of the best teams at all of their cores, knowing the balance between farming and fighting. You never feel like any of their players are farming too much. They always show up to every fight they can, but they're never losing gold by doing it. 33, everyone just says, this guy's going to AFK farm the whole game. He's never going to play the game, but he makes so many moves between farming that it never feels like he's doing nothing in the game. He's never AFK. He's always just doing something. Same with Duracio.
Ooh, Yuma.
So close.
The Spidey sense is tingling there, jumps up into the trees just at the right time to avoid that setup. Completely connecting from Saxa, because if that stun was there, he would have been dead for sure. So a heads-up move from Yuma to instantly get out with the jump.
So they have Roar again. I think they're going to try to take this tower. Eventually, they want to kick Yuma out and force him to jungle. But he's not that sad, honestly, on the Monkey King. And Heroic actually looks like they want to defend the tower. Whisper actually ends up TPing top to defend it.
They want to get in on this. They feel strong with Whisper at the front. See how Tundra want to continue to push this, or they do have 4 heroes themselves, of course, the Tundra, so can't afford to be aggressive. They've got the Roar at the ready, but obviously hard to play with around the Abaddon. BZM maybe seeing if he can catch off some heroes to the side. King Jungles knows that something's up, though. So indeed will be aware that BZM is hunting him down, so keeps himself nicely hidden. Over to the mid, they get the slight chains opening into the bushwhack. Not enough follow-up damage to threaten this Invoker, though. BZM, difficult one to go for right now. King Jungles can start messing around with Duracio. Won't be able to kill him, of course, on his own. And Sax is still there watching from the high ground.
Double TP's top. They're trying to get 33.
It's a good chains opening. Do they have the follow-up? Not quite. Hawk will hold back Whisper momentarily. Looking to get the sharp shot in, not going to hit.
Nice dodge.
33 doing his best to walk out of this. He's got the Roar to help him get away, and he's going to be fine. Saxa also might just get out with a Vendetta. They've got the Dust. They don't get the chains connections there as they proc on the Mud Golems instead, unfortunately, for Analog. So Saxa, he's out, and he should be perfectly fine. We'll have the mana to TP away. So Tundra, good retreat there. Heroic, not quite able to catch and kill any of them.
Yeah, there's really good movement. 33 dodges the Hoodwink ult, so he doesn't even get slowed by that. Saxa's just kiting. So he saves his ult just for like the very last second. He presses all stuns, uses everything to help 33, gets out. Just really good team play. And also to say Heroic, it's a bit of a commitment for them to use all of their TPs. So Whisper had a completely free lane bot. He TP's top to defend the tower. And then he's now in danger, and if you let him die, it's really bad. So now all of Heroic has to TP to protect the tower the second time that they go, and you get nothing. So all of that, even though Tundra got no kills, it's a massive lead for them. I think they probably got 500, 600 gold, even to 1,000.
They did, for sure, because I think previously, like, 33 was maybe 1k ahead of the nearest. Now he's like 1,500 ahead of the
and so
nearest.
just so much gold for them, just based on this one movement. And even, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that it goes up to 2k in the next minute or two, just based on these TPs. And so Tundra's making really good moves and also not getting caught out at the same time.
And this is the thing, right? Whereas the numbers at the moment are close, 6 to 7, 1k gold lead, I guess the question would be, what feels worse? To be the team that has an Ember Spirit falling behind and having a slower game, or the team with a DK having a slower game? Like, which of these can recover easier from a slow start?
Probably DK, honestly. I think Ember, these days, the skill build is now you're max searing chains, because it hits 3 targets, you push the lane with just searing chains. And so you don't have like the Flame Guard farming like you used to, and Dragon Knight has Cleave. And honestly, Dragon Knight's fine scaling these days. It's no longer the hero where you get Blink, you'll never get an item for the rest of the game, and you'll just AFK farm. So I don't feel too bad for Tundra.
Zaxa, he follows down Schofield and sets up for Duracho to just turn across and pick himself up a nice little bit of a cash boost. Gets an easy kill and throws him at the tip.
I think Heroic's starting to get us in a bad cycle of the game state where someone gets caught out or moves somewhere, and then they TP to react. And they're just constantly in this state of reacting. You see Analog just TP's bot, and then he has to remnant back mid. And so now he doesn't really get to make an active move for the next minute or two because he's stuck with no TP. And if you watch Tundra movements, a lot of their moves aren't TP plays. They like walk somewhere casually as 4, or they smoke somewhere as 4, they take an area, and a move just naturally occurs to them. And I think Heroic just needs to kind of step back and make their own moves and stop always responding to whatever Tundra's doing.
And in these sort of games as well, when you've got this looming threat of the 33 Beastmaster, of course, already with this Helm of the Overlord
He's
done.
Roshan right now.
Like, what's the plan? What are you discussing as a team? Like, how are you going to address the fact that this Beastmaster is just going to continue to take over the game, and pretty much, 33 is going to get to freely do whatever he feels necessary on this Beastmaster with very little answers.
It's definitely really scary. He's such a tanky hero these days, especially people are buying Glimmer on him now, so you have no way to really burst him easily. And when he's this like far ahead, he's just such a tanky hero with the Aegis in his backpack. And honestly, at this point, you just dodge him. You just have to hope that you don't get caught out, which big ass versus Nyx Assassin, obviously, but you just dodge him. You can't fight the Dom 2. You don't have a way to deal with the creep, and your Monkey is a Battle Fury, so it looks like they want to fight, but I don't know how this fight's actually going to turn out for Heroic if they take it.
Yeah, Monkey King definitely still one of those heroes where we do see some, like, the difference, right, between players preferring the Battle Fury or the Maelstrom build. Is that purely player preference, or is it situational, depending on certain
I think
things?
it's a bit of both. There's some players who will go Battle Fury every game, and there's some that will go Maelstrom, but I like in this game, I think the Battle Fury is fine. He really needs to be the hard carry of his team. And the Maelstrom's more of an early game fighting. And I think Heroic in a world could have been this early game fighting team, but now it's kind of ending up bad because Yuma does need to fight for his team.
And he's in trouble. Yuma, he's gone.
Dodges it.
He's dead. Yeah, BZM finishing with the Deafening Blast. They do get the catch onto BZM. They get the Bushwhack. They'll be able to punish, but Tundra overall with 33 turning up. The Supernova going off successfully. They're going to get the cleanup as they chase down Schofield, get themselves a third. Sure, they lost BZM, but they're killing 3 heroes. And they'll be able to get the creep wave pushed up towards this tier 2 top. 33, he can just continue to put on the pressure. It just seems like, how do you turn up these sort of fights as Heroic?
Yeah, everything just feels really hard right now for Heroic to. The game states just feel bad when you feel you can't fight them, but you can't dodge them either because they have so much catch. And so you're forced to have to 5v5 them, which is what Heroic's doing. I think it's the correct choice. It's just a question of, can you actually outplay Tundra? Can you actually outnumber them? And so far, no. I think Tundra's showing consistently that they won't get outnumbered and they won't get outfought. And so you have to kind of divide a different strategy to beat Tundra in this kind of game.
I imagine one thing about this game that they probably came in with it along the lines as you mentioned, letting the Beastmaster, not focusing that as one of your first phase bans was probably because as you said, Yuma does like the Monkey King against it, so probably said, you know what, let me try that, see how it works out. Obviously didn't work out as great as he would have hoped for, so would you imagine going into game 2, they'd probably say, well, you know what, scratch that, we just can't deal with the 33 Beastmaster, we do have to put that in the first phase bans. Yeah,
I definitely think it's one of those cycles where, you see 33, you're like, we can be this Beastmaster. Yeah,
you try. Because it's at least, it's one of those kind of, it's an expected threat, right? You know it's going to come, so at least give it yourself a shot at trying out a strat, trying out a lane matchup against it.
Yeah, sometimes
At least
when you draft, you know teams will pick, 2, 3 heroes. Like 33 is always going to play Beastmaster if it's in the pool. And if you ban the Beast, like the panel was saying, Tundra kind of, they might pick some crazy stuff. We don't know what they'll cook. And so sometimes it's easier to prepare for, hey guys, we'll give them their best hero because we know what they do, how they play it, and we can devise a strategy versus it rather than ban the Beast and then now they just picked Necro offlane. And no one knows what's happening except for 33 because he's playing the hero. So sometimes it's easier to beat the poison that you know rather than...
Absolutely. Now, of course, this game goes on, still with a chance here, Heroic. It's just going to be very difficult, and we're seeing just sort of the progress on the other roles right as well. We were talking earlier about the catch-up potential of Dyrachon and the DK, as opposed to Analog in the mid, who also had a slow start on the Ember. And we're seeing the difference now, of course, as the DK, as you mentioned, easily able to start farming up and getting into what's now the second highest spot on the board. Whereas, unfortunately for Analog, there just haven't been the opportunities to really get back in. And indeed, Saxa trips him up in the mid. He will be able to jump out to the side, but BZM, he's there waiting, and he tries for a very cute play there, BZM. If he hits that, that would have been a Pog champ and a half. But unfortunately for him, was not on track with the next Remnant placement. So Analog will manage to escape with the haste rune.
Yep. Those escapes are really important for just Heroic in general. Anytime that they get ganked and they survive it, that's now, they still have 50 seconds for Nyx having no Vendetta. They know they can push out the map again aggressively. It's good. The way that I see them winning this game or kind of making a comeback is probably a lot of Yuma and probably Analog too, honestly. They have to get a really good Monkey King ring where the Voker gets bursted with the chains and the egg dies. If the egg dies, it might be right here.
Let's have a look. I mean, they managed to clean up the Tormentor for themselves. Dracho is going to get jumped and focused, so they'll kill off the DK. They've got to try and turn this into more Heroic. Jump forward, they get the chains control
15 seconds
on
on
towards 33. 33 or for the once. And they may just get him the second time. The rest of Tundra is heading over, seeing what they can do to help out. Boundless strike down on towards 33. They'll kill him off. They've got him. They turn over towards the egg. Can they get enough hits in to kill it? They can't. Whitemon successfully supernovas, but the rest of Tundra still might lose some extra lives there. I mean, BZM, have they got detection for him? They don't, so he's able to slowly ghost walk away. They'll get the catch onto Saxa. So another kill to be found. Heroic choosing a good time to fight there. They knew that Tundra would try and force that advantage, run straight for the Tormentor 20 minutes in. Heroic turn up. They're able to get a few kills out of it.
Yep. I feel it's such a common thing of this 20-minute fight that's a comeback fight. There's so many times the team's winning the game, and at 20 minutes, I've been a victim of this as well, and you're like, guys, let's take the Tormentor, let's take their XP, we're going to take everything from them. And then the other team shows up, you just Tormentor, you're all 500 health, you're like, ooh. This is a bit rough, guys, and then you lose. And something like that matters so much for Heroic. Now they actually have a chance of fighting them.
Yeah, that was a very important fight for them to have, taken away that. Because if they sat back and let sort of what you should say, Tundra were going for, fall into their hands, get that Tormentor and Wisdom Rune, then the game's going to be feeling pretty irrecoverable. But making a very good move at the moment, it was quite required. So BZM trying to open up onto Schofield, but hasn't got enough damage on his own to take him down fully. And of course, throughout this, Yuma is keeping up very, very nicely on the Monkey King. The farm's very good. He's going to have his BKB in about 500 gold, so we'll have that for the next fight. I guess the sort of question comes into play. I think we heard the panel talk about it. They did have some fears of, in like a full team fight 5v5, will Heroic have the tools and the damage to kind of kill the targets that they'd hoped for? I mean, do you see that being a problem, or you think Heroic can get these core kills in the midst of a team fight?
I think, honestly, they can. I was going to say something really funny about the development is a lot of the cores are skipping BKB. They want to go Sanji, Yasha, and Glimmer Cape and be this tanky hero that doesn't have a cooldown to fight. And often, there's worlds that actually leads to comebacks. Because if you saw in that last fight, maybe if Dyrachon had a BKB instead, he just walks away from the ring. Or if 33, maybe he can just roar BKB TP on a second life. And so the fact that they're not buying BKBs as much these days actually can lead to comebacks. Like, I can see this fight, Dyrachon might just get bursted if he goes up too far.
Yeah, Yuma, he's going to opt to jump back for now, doesn't want to fully commit. Saxa, he's coming in from the sideline. Now Yuma will hold his ground, drops down the Wukong's command. He's going to try and hit the egg. Can he kill it in time? He needs all over the roar! It's there from 33. Holds back Yuma from finishing off the egg. Whitemon will survive for now. They'll get the cold snap over towards Yuma. Coming in with the tornado as well. BZM able to throw him up in the air. The stun strike timed perfectly, but Yuma, he's out to the side. He'll survive, and now Heroic can turn straight back to BZM. Kill off the Invoker, and they can start chasing for more for sure after killing off both 33 and BZM.
Misses the chains.
It's not going to get the lockdown on towards Saxa, but Yuma in the trees.
You were going to
close
die?
in. There's the
Ooh.
Boundless. He's in for the finishing blow, but Saxa turns with the stun. Doesn't matter. Not enough damage to threaten Yuma. He survives thanks to Whisper. And Heroic, again, finding the chance to get these team fights in their favor and getting these huge kills, killing off 33 at the start of it, and then being able to follow into BZM and Saxa as well.
Yeah, it's exactly the BKB. They have no BKBs, and there's so much kite from Ember kiting. There's the Hoodwink kiting. You have to. They're fighting the entire fight as well in the Monkey King ring. The Beastmaster walks in. Obviously, you know, it's such a close fight for the roar on the egg, but the entire fight just kind of kiting into Heroic's favor. You can see here, they just keep chasing the supports. They keep walking up, walking up. They're walking to this cliff forward for Heroic. They have full vision. Yuma drops this ring, and everyone's just fighting in that ring the whole time.
And back in action. It's going to be another one for Heroic. They sweep immediately towards the mid lane, catch out Whitemon. With these plays, shutting down that lead that Tundra had. And Yuma in this top spot now as the Monkey King. He's got the luxury of kind of considering where he wants to go now after this core Battle Fury and BKB. I guess the question is, where do you think he wants to go? What is the next item that you want to be picking up against this lineup? Do you still want to be getting like the SMY on top of the BKB, or because you have the BKB you can afford to go for something more aggressive?
He can kind of go in any direction. I would like a Scotty.
Yep.
It's really good. It's good versus the Phoenix healing. It's good versus Dragonite because he's a range share when he's in ult. So I think that's probably his best bet. If not for that, maybe just a Butterfly, just to be really tanky, gives him more attack speed. But yeah, he's kind of free to do anything at this point. He has a Whisper to protect him as well with shields.
And look at this, Duracho.
No
He's
BKB.
out on his own. He did not expect this one bit. Suddenly, Heroic's there. Duracho's dead. They're ready to start throwing some friendly tips out here between them, Heroic, boosting up each other. As these moves, now Tundra getting caught out a little bit after what was a very smooth start. It looked to be another Tundra show, but Heroic, they just turned up and said no.
Yep. We see the BKB now queued up for Duracho. 33 is finishing the Ag, so there are some timings that are kind of coming out. I would say for Tundra, the Pike is now finished as well for BZM, but it might be too little too late in terms of feeling like you're ahead. The game state's now completely even, no matter what items you buy. You don't have this uphill battle that Heroic's fighting. It's completely even, and it's about who gets a jump, who chases further. And a lot of the time, I think Tundra early in this game has been in the position where we can just chase them, guys. We can do whatever, and they can never respond to us. But now, you saw they chased like just that little bit too far into that cliff ward, and the game's completely turned around from this one team fight.
No, absolutely. Yeah, the whole sort of direction that it's going is drifting very quickly into Heroic's favor, and Heroic, they're ready to keep this going.
4-man smoke and a gate.
Let's see what they can get with this Heroic.
They might catch BZM if they are lucky.
It's a bit of an awkward spot to check out.
Yuma's going to find him. He is a dust as well.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's right on track for this. He knows that he's here. It's quite the find. Can the rest of the team connect in time? BZM wasn't back with the tornado. Analog sweeping across. BZM, can he escape this? He's got 4 heroes chasing him down. Remnant forward from Analog. He's got the dust at the ready. Slight chains are there. A big catch to find here. Heroic, as they are just sweeping the map in a way that they're constantly finding these big picks. You know, Duracho getting caught off guard on his side of the map. BZM considers then, well, I guess we're going to find kind of riskier places to farm. He's right on the edge of the map somewhere they don't have even vision, Heroic. But Yuma still having the sense to just keep
They're
top
trying
of
to
that
fight
area.
33 now.
Dire's middle tower
They kind of just
is
passed him,
under
just
attack.
barely passed him, but it is still a 4v4 even with King Jungle's going down. And I think Yuma really wants to take this
Analog.
fight.
He's on the high ground. He's getting a lot of good vision. Yuma's in with the setup of the Boundless Strike. 33 pops the Glimmer. Still there, they can stay on top of this. There's the dust. There's the drag back with the Harpoon. They're in on towards him. 33. He's going to get dragged back. They've got the stun control. He's locked down in the Wukong's command. He's dead again. Heroic. Keep the show going.
And this is Roshan. Roshan's alive. All Heroic's just perfectly around it. So looks like a free Aegis probably going to the hands of Yuma. And he's going for Sanji Yasha, which is still a good item. But yeah, I think constantly Heroic's just winning these fights just based on positioning, just map positioning. They're in the right places at the right times with the right heroes. And it just keeps rewarding them. Every time you play good Dota, you get rewarded, either with kills, with objectives, and Heroic's having a really nice reward right now.
They're going to be able to get this Aegis. Of course, you see on the numbers, though, this is something that Tundra's very good at doing. Even when they do start to lose heroes here or there, overall as a team, the way that they're able to be efficient with their map movements, it does continue to grow the net worth lead, right? So even with these kills, these moves that Heroic are making against Tundra still building up that net worth advantage with the way that they're split up across the map.
Yep. Anytime that you 5-man a lot, Heroic's pretty much 5-manning, right? sometimes there's one hero alone, which is usually analog. And when you 5-man, you get way less gold than when you're split up and farming the map. But the big thing is also experience, that when you get kills, it's a lot more experience than farming. So you get ahead in levels, and just objectives as well, you get ahead when you're usually grouped up. And so I think all of this, even though they're down 6k gold.
Oh, and look at that with the Sunstrike, it is enough. Saxa finding the solo setup, but indeed will pay for it. Caught by the chains, and Yuma finishes off the job, splats the bug there with the Boundless.
It's still good though. Every time you get these kills as Nyx, you still feel good, even if it's a 1-for-1.
Like, yep.
I did my job. My ult's on cooldown. Unfortunately, BZM didn't get the last hit, just for the experience. Usually you like your Invoker to get it because he gets global XP, but it's still experience for Saxa.
Now with this Aegis on Yuma, you'd imagine that Heroic are definitely going to try and keep the pace up. I mean, they're going to feel it. You know, even though, as you say, they're making these 5-man movements, that with how much Tundra is split up, the Tundra does continue to get that next step towards their next round of items a little bit easier with how well they're making use of the map space. So Heroic, they need to come in with some heavy hits.
BZM and Yuma are kind of dancing around each other.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He has no detection though. Yep, he's just gonna gate out. I think Tundra really just wants to dodge for at least Duracho's BKB, which he's finishing right now.
They seem to know that he went this way. Yeah, they were heading up
Good
there, and
TP.
Duracho immediately
So
senses.
But yeah, look at this Aegis. 8,000 gold lead.
Yep, they got to
For
do
Tundra.
something heroic with this Aegis.
They're starting to lean more towards the catching them constantly, and when you're playing like that and you don't catch them, you fall behind in so much gold, because what ends up happening is I'm 33, right? I go farm a third of the map, and then I TP out, and if you guys bring everything to there, you have no camps to farm, you have no waves to push, and you don't even get the kill. So I think they might be slightly too much in this catching phase, and instead of catching, they should try to be pushing objectives, is what I'd like to see.
They will find a catch here. Find 33. Dead again. They need more than that. Duracho on top would be beautiful
He
for
has no
Heroic.
TP.
Indeed.
25 seconds.
Yeah, we'll be able to put the BKB and maybe try and Shadow Blade out of this, but yet no chance of TPing out. Here's the BKB and the Shadow Blade.
They don't have dust for 10 seconds.
He should be able to chase him down. He's going to try
cut
for
the
the
tree.
Jukes, but they're on top of it. They know where he is, and indeed on top of 33, they get Duracho once more. 2 more kills for them. It's exactly what they need. It still feels like they need a bit more than that. You know, they get these kills. They've got to try and find an objective, because you can see with the creep positioning, right? Both the mid lane and the bottom lane are completely pushed out onto Heroic's side of the map. Saxa, TP out, just in time. Nothing to stop it. We'll get out safely. So Heroic, they get the kills, but what can they get done off the back of that?
They still have 2 minutes in the Aegis, but yeah, I don't think this Aegis is actually somewhat of a loss for them. They haven't gained any gold. The only reason that they haven't even lost gold is because they got these last two kills. And so if you look at the net worth, it's Yuma, and then it's all the cores of Tundra. Honestly, the Ember's not even close to being, in that top 4 section. So it's a lot riding on Yuma right now as to whether he can carry these next couple of fights. Purely because BKBs are actually being finished for Tundra now, right? Beastmaster has his, Dragon Knight has his, and he doesn't even get his ult off because of the break.
Indeed. Had the Agnes Shard on the Nyx Assassin, and of course that silence follow-up as well, so not a chance for him. Having that full combo Saxa with that Orchid.
Yeah, really cool Orchid, honestly.
I love it. That's always the dream build on Nyx if you're having a good game. Getting the Dag on the Shard and the Orchid, in particular against the Abaddon.
Yep. And they're looking for more. They're constantly going now. I think that Tundra now feels that they're strong enough to fight them even into this Aegis with the right at pickoff. They have double BKBs. BZM is just, he doesn't have a BKB, but I think Invoker these days are just so tanky they don't necessarily need it. And if anything, he's not even going to be at the start of the fight. He always wants to wait till some spells are casted, so then he gets to join the fight for free later. So Tundra's now in a very good fighting position between all 5 of their heroes. Even this Orchid Nyx SSM matters a lot for Whisper. You see that Whisper might join a fight and just instantly die with no choice. So now it's a bit more on Heroic to find the good fights rather than run at them and get good fights for free. I do like the Daedalus that Yuma's going for, though. I think they really need this big damage coming out from him to kind of dissuade the BKB usage from just destroying his team.
Sure. Yeah. Heroic. Analog up top. He's going to be scouted out by Saxa. Yeah, good move there. Doesn't want to stay a moment too long around that creep wave that deep. Definitely difficult for Heroic. I mean, this is the thing about Tundra. I feel like there's not many teams that you'll see kind of lose cores back-to-back and it not matter that much. I mean, we're going to see 33 go down here. I say that, though. He has got the BKB. Maybe he's able to get out. Yeah, BKB TP. He's not even going to go down this time now with the BKB online. He can just TP out of there. And it's definitely a little bit of a concern for Heroic. They would have felt that they were kind of doing it for a moment, you know, stopping kind of plan A from Tundra. But the problem is with Tundra, their plan Bs are always just as good as their plan As. And bottom.
And they might catch Yuma now.
They do. They get the opening setup. He has to put the BKB, try and get out of this. But Wukong's command limit doesn't matter. He's dead. BZM and Saxa getting the kill. Saxa will pay for it. But BZM, he's got backup. Wymon's here with the Sunray. Supernova as well to kill Schofield off. Double kill for BZM. The struggles have returned for Heroic after being able to, say, stop plan A from Tundra, but stopping plan B, that's going to be a whole nother world of difficult.
Yeah, it definitely feels a bit bad for Heroic that they were destroying the game until the Aegis, and they get this Aegis, and then they start losing again, which is usually the opposite of what you want to see, but I think a lot of it is based on they didn't really hit buildings that much.
Yeah, you can see here, look at that. This is what happened during the Aegis. 2,000
net worth. That, for second Aegis is bad. Even the first... Especially if you think of it in a positive way, right? Let's say they only gain 2,000 gold. That's still not a good usage of the second Aegis. The fact it's a negative 2,000 gold on the second Aegis just means that I think they played the map pretty bad. Because usually the second Aegis, honestly, a lot of teams consider that you want to win the game with it. It's a good timing. You have your items and...
Duracho.
Duracho's got his
killing here on his own, killing heroes off. Borrowed time will be there.
He's top net worth in the game now after that slow start. So... all of Tundra's kind of recovered. They're top 3 net worths in the game, and it's almost felt like Tundra shouldn't be as far ahead as they are based on what's been happening.
Because of how many kind of, how many pickoffs Heroic were able to make. But it's something about Tundra. They just know how to make these deaths not matter because of just how much they're getting and how much time they know that you're having to spend looking for them around the map. It really was during that pickoff phase, they started to just grow even more ahead as a team here, Tundra.
Now it's a question of, are you just going to look at this replay, watch your team, and then tell me, like, all right, guys, we have to stop killing them as much. It's really bad to kill them. Look at that. There's so many kills that Heroic got back-to-back.
It barely made a dent.
They lose a bit of gold on Tundra, but then they still just get so much farm. So it's the XP, right, is what I was saying. The XP, the Heroic was very far ahead. But just on kills, it stopped mattering so much. Or on gold, rather. 13,000 gold lead, 36 minutes in the game. Heroic's back to basically where they were 20 minutes ago. Just being super far behind, trying to figure out how to deal with the Beastmaster. And it's still, again, it's all on Yuma. As to whether he's enough damage for these fights, I'm not sure, though.
Again, they're going to get a kill here. They find Sax up. But it's just for the ability to go for anything off the back of these kills. Because once again, they're getting these kills, but you look at the creep position across all 3 waves, they're shoved right in against Heroic. And this is obviously largely in part to the fact that they have this 33 Beastmaster. And the way that they farm as a team, right, Tundra, you rarely see during these kind of phases of the game more than one core together, right? They're very separate, pretty much in all 3 completely different parts of the map. So yeah, you can make these moves, kill off one of them, but the other 2 are going to be having a great time somewhere else. Schofield is trying to interrupt this attempt here towards the Roshan. 33's got the BKB. Tundra will start to back away. Yuma looking to lead in. We'll get the jumping over towards BZM, but BZM still got his BKB at the ready. And the Raw's there as well as the Supernova. Yuma's in trouble. Yuma will jump out with the Boundless just in time, but Duracho, he's there looking for him. The Dragonfall comes through, but Saxa moves him with the Vendetta, able to take down Yuma. Now for Heroic, it's falling apart. 3 dead. No further team fight to be had around this Roshan. They've got to run. And this Rosh, it's going to be all Tundra's.
A bit far of the chase, I would say, from Yuma. He sees the BKB gets popped. He's like, you know, he wants to get something out of it, right? That his whole team's committing into this fight. But again, a lot of the time, it's whoever chases ends up losing the fights. We saw Tundra happen to them earlier. We see Heroic now. It's a lot of just positioning, I would say, in this game. A lot of these heroes are based off, if you chase a little too far, you get stunned, you just die. So I think Tundra are playing this game really, really well. They have the Aegis. they can just push high ground, and Heroic might have to use buybacks to not lose two sides. The push from Tundra is really scary, and the supports from Heroic don't really have anything they can do to stop it.
And BZM, he's the chosen one there, gets himself the free Aghanim Scepter from the Roche.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I see how the high ground defense is from Heroic. It's not going to be easy against this Dragon Knight, this Beastmaster. I mean, an insane amount of push here from Tundra's lineup. The Heroic's heroes, even if they got to the point where they were up to the base of Tundra's, they would not have had anywhere as easy of a time taking these buildings. Tundra's lineup just devastatingly powerful here with the building siege.
I think even now, if Heroic is up as 5, I don't see them really fighting into this ball that easily. It needs to be probably a wraparound. You kill the Voker needs to die. I think Voker and Phoenix, if the Phoenix doesn't get egg off, that's Heroic's opportunity, but they don't really have the stun combos. Like, Whisper doesn't provide stuns, Analog doesn't provide actual stuns to stop an egg, so it's just constantly going to be Tundra starting the fights however they like to. And look how tanky Dyrachyo is.
Yeah, and he doesn't care whatsoever. He's also got an Axe Blessing on his way out to him. Level 25, BKB and Aegis on him. 28k lead. Heroic. They're going to try and step out, see if they can find someone alone, see what they can do here outside of the base. They get the jump in onto Whitemon, but the dive away is going to be there. Whitemon, he's going to be okay for now. Yuma closes in though. Boundless Strike's there. They've killed the Phoenix off.
No buyback.
Can they go for something else now, Heroic? Who they want to turn towards next? They'll surround Dyrachyo. Yuma in good position to lay down the Wukong's command, but Tundra, they'll get out of it. Able to walk away. BZM turns with the Tornado. EMP down on towards Analog. Analog able to slight fish dodge the EMP at the least. The Whisper, he's gone. 33 beats him down. Now they can chase on for more. BZM forcing aggressively forward here to close in onto the remaining 3 of Heroic. Buybacks come out from Whisper. But I don't think there's any turn in this fight. As soon as he buys back and turns up to the fight, he's gone again. BZM pushes them all back with the Deafening Blast. They're just cleaning up here. As Heroic,
Tornado?
They've not got much left to do. They're just sent running across the map. BZM chasing them down. The Schofield, that Glimmer's going to come to an end soon. See if BZM continues to find him. He will. Double kill for BZM.
Analog might go down. Yep.
This is a good.
But they tried.
They tried.
Like, at the end of the day, what can you say? Heroic, they gave it a good effort. Unfortunately for them, it was Tundra. And Tundra, yeah, they made a bit of a mistake early, going for that Tormentor as early as they did. But Tundra is just this team. If they make a mistake like that, they will recover. And being able to punish that sort of move, it's proven to be so hard for so many teams to do against Tundra right now.
Yep. Again, I think a lot of this is probably off the draft. I think Tundra got, I would say almost their #1 hero for the 3 cores. Got Invoker, Beast, Dragon Knight. I think a lot of it just goes down to that. Maybe Heroic had a plan for 1 or 2 of those heroes, but I think it might be too much to just give everyone exactly what they want. You know, you can give 33 as Beast, but do you really want to give Beast and Invoker in the same game? And so in the second game, I'm hoping for Heroic to split up what their priorities are.
Let's have a look. This is going to be their final stand here, Heroic. Can they do something insane? They're looking to Dyrachyo, but of course he still has the Aegis and the BKB. 33 turns with the Roar onto Yuma. Yuma's out, no buyback available for him. The fortification's going to end in a moment. Analog trying to deal with BZM, but BZM can just stand his ground. No sort of threat against this Invoker as he BKBs, focuses the Ancient, closes the game up. GG well played is called. Tundra will... Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to see how this one plays out. Some beautiful pitches being slapped down on the ground here in preparation for this game 2. Heroic versus Tundra. Let's see if Heroic can give themselves a bit of a better shot this time around, because Tundra last game really did seem like they had everything covered. You know, it really did seem like a pretty impossible one for Heroic, despite their best efforts. So we're getting early first bloods here. A little bit of a fight around the bounty rune, but they should be fine here. Whisper and Schofield able to run away. I mean, overall, what do you make of this, Gunnar? Because definitely sort of the things to talk about. This Jug coming in last for Heroic, and then Tundra making that switch up, being like, well, if you want to play Jug, we really want to play 33 Enigma against it, so we're going to switch this Bristle to the mid lane.
I thought it was somewhat expected, because they did ban the Lycan. They knew that the Dragon Knight is a good matchup for Selena. The Jug's a bit surprising. This hero's not looked the greatest. I know a few months ago, there was some Jug rumors going around that people wanted to try this hero a bit, but it kind of fell off really fast because people realized it was bad. Again, the thing about the panel, I'm surprised again about the Bristle mid. I really want to see what BZM does in this matchup. And just in general, so far his lane's been going pretty decent. He's 4 CS on the first wave, so we'll see. It's a bit different heroes to what BZM is usually playing. He usually plays more aggressive heroes, spellcasters kind of things, wants to be active. Bristleback's, you go do ancient stacks, and you eventually get farmed with your Ags, so we'll see how Tundra plays, but again, Tundra is a team where if they're going to play crazy stuff, they're the crazy team these days with all their players. You know, we used to have OG with Thompson. I think Tundra just does it with all 5 players. Balling though.
Now, Yuma taking quite the hit here from the Eidolons, and
King
this
Jungles
will be
level 1.
first blood. 33 able to bring down King Jungles. It's a strong lane from these two. Could be quite the issue. And just having a look as well, so obviously I said earlier, BZM had played Bristle once in a official 4 months ago, won it. But in his pubs, he's been playing it a lot. So this is a completely rehearsed practice thing from him. Last 2 weeks, he's played, what, 19 matches of mid-Bristle, 63% win rate. So it's been something that he's been cooking pretty well. You know, that's a lot of games. You know, he's fully prepped on this. This is something that he's been doing. He'll go for the Axe Rush, of course, and then typically follows it up with that Bloodstone, and then SMY, AC, depending on what the game calls for. But he's been doing it a lot.
Okay. So he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
If anything, it's still just surprising to dodge the Dragon Knight Lina matchup, because that's usually one of the best counters to Lina, but it's probably due to the fact that Dragon Knight's such a stable laner. It can carry the Phoenix out of the lane. And, you know, maybe BZM was feeling it. He just wanted to play the Bristleback. So, good for him. I hope he has a fun time. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, because this is something, as far as you're aware, right, no other mids are doing this right now, intentionally drafting, as a team drafting to get the Bristle into the mid lane.
Not really, no. Usually we see the Bristles carry offlane flex. Yep. But again, it's one of those things where if you're able to flex it all 3 rolls, it just makes it so much better. And even now, he's kind of diving mid.
Yeah,
There's no stun on Analog.
He might just be dead here, right?
BZM once? No.
Okay, doesn't want to dance around with the tier 2 tower damage, so we'll kind of leave Analog in this position. Obviously still great for BZM.
You can't walk past him.
Indeed, this next creep wave is going to be swallowed up by the tower, and Analog can't quite get in range of it. Here's
One
the
TP though, here's the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, they need backup to try and rectify this sort of situation for Analog.
He saw the TP as well.
Yeah, BZM will throw him down a tip, knowing that the pressure that he's putting on has forced things to kind of have to change elsewhere on the map, with these early TPs having to come in to help Analog out.
Yeah, and these silents are going pretty bad, especially with that TP coming out mid. I think bot is kind of to be expected for Tundra to just stomp. I think the Ricky Zeus matchup, I don't think you're a fan, right? Of this matchup?
I feel like, sure, yeah, Zeus, you can see the Ricky, but the Ricky could see you. He could jump in, he could jump out. Doesn't matter if you see him, he's up in the air, he's jumping around. Good luck in the lane as well, especially when it's a Saxa Ricky. I just feel kind of this Zeus answer against these Ricky picks, I'm never really completely sold on. Ricky seems to be just the nature of the hero, right? One of these heroes is in a great position right now, the other one not so much.
Yeah, I think Zeus keeps getting picked. I think in pubs, it's actually a really strong hero. Okay. Because you do okay in the lane every time, and then you get actually a lot of vision kills, D-wards.
Has to TP out here. There's next Quills. Not going to come in time.
But I think in these officials, it matters a bit less. And especially the Ricky, the vision that the Ricky provides is way more kill threat rather than the Zeus. Zeus really only provides kill threat vision with his ult, and he can't have that all the time, whereas Ricky's watching someone constantly the entire game. And it's also setting up for 33 to have a free lane on Enigma. He's playing Enigma versus Jug. Nothing Yuma can really do, but honestly, I'm actually really surprised at how close the CS in this lane is.
Sure. He's actually, not getting completely shut out of the lane right on the Juggernaut.
And then top lane, I don't know, it's a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, DK about him. Seen it many a time before this patch. At the leash of Dirachi, obviously, he didn't have a very fun start to game 1. This time round, he's having a much easier start.
A lot of that was off of King Jungles, though, and now he's playing Zeus, kind of getting bullied. I don't think we're going to see the same gate rotations. It would probably have to involve Yuma, which is... He's actually a good hero to kill the Dragon Knight, spins magic damage, so does have a way to provide, but...
And this is kind of rough down here. We just had the healing ward get sniped, and the courier for King Jungles that was coming in did have the tangos and the salves on. So there is now no regen in this lane. Yuma's got to play careful for the next 20 seconds. He's very good to take the twin gate. Yep.
They're going to make this play top.
All right.
Double gating both. Just the whole safe lane is now.
It's a risky move. I mean, it needs to pay off. Otherwise, you're going to feel pretty bad for the time that you spent looking for this.
Tundra kind of knows.
I'm just humble.
I mean, yeah, Duracchio's duked this out completely. Whitemon doesn't have dive. It is on cooldown, so Yuma should be able to chase Whitemon down and will get a kill out of it. So it succeeds in getting a support kill, but as I say, it takes quite the bit of resources here with the 4 of them. And now they'll be able to punch back a little bit. I mean,
And
Yuma, we'll see.
bot tower's just dead.
Yeah, it's just been completely abandoned. So 33 is just getting to take over this entire area.
Radiant
I mean, it was a move, but was it a good move?
I think if they got the Dragonite, it would feel a lot better.
Sure.
And if they get this tower, I think it's okay, but...
I mean, because you've got your carry, right? It's this level 3 Jug just running around, not hitting creeps. It's got to feel kind of rough.
Yeah, look at him. They're going into Retro. I don't know if he'll actually die. If he does die, it's really good for Tundra, or for Heroic, but he might even just kill the Zeus.
I mean, he's just going to turn a D-Dragon Tail. They will kill him.
Okay.
There we go. Okay? So they're
Now
making it work.
He's a bit slow. No boots. Schofield does have boots, so he'll probably end up catching him. Yep. One
All right.
going to go down. Okay.
There we go.
It worked out.
They get Whitemon a couple of times, they get Diracho the once, and they're able to set up a... I guess for this, because this is the thing, right? Yuma also wanted to shift to the top lane. He doesn't want to farm
You
down
wanna
bottom
abandon that
against
lane.
33's Enigma. I mean, honestly, with 33 taking that tower as quickly as he did, I don't know if anyone wants to go down there and try and farm against this Enigma, right? He's hit level 6. This is not a safe spot of the map for anybody, really, on Heroic.
No, at this point, 33 can probably just do the rotation towards mid, kick out Analog, and the scary thing is not, you know, oh, Yuma, you lost your tower, you have to farm into your tier 2, you get less farm.
Sure.
The scary thing is the mid pressure now. You're going to see 33 just kind of free reign to do whatever. He can push in bot, he can go mid, and if he kills Analog with a rotation mid, Analog's going to be their pace setter, because you could say Whisper's game was good. Oh, here's a
look at
black
this.
hole.
He just goes straight up for the black hole play with the Eidolons out. Is it enough to kill the Jug? It is. Yuma goes down. The shackles are there from Schofield, but he got nothing else to do. I mean, this is the problem, right?
Yep.
You know, you can ban the Beastmaster, but you can't ban 33. He will just crush these lanes any single opportunity he gets. And in this situation, just with that foresight as a team to make this shift up, be like, BZM, you play Bristle mid anyway. Let's get this Enigma pick in last, and it has been brutal so far in this 7 minutes.
Yeah, I really like, and he's just farming. He doesn't even feel the need to rotate mid. I think BZM's game is as well going really well. Surprisingly, I'm very surprised. He's up 300 net worth on the Lina.
Yeah.
Almost 500 gold after this. And you know, I thought this lane might be a bit harder. So the fact his lane is so good, he's going to have really good timings with his Ags. And Tundra's going to hit this really early block because 33 really likes buying some auras on his Enigma. So grouping up between 2 strength cores, Enigma buying auras, they have a Phoenix for heals. There's going to be a Death Ball coming in the next, you know, probably like 7-8 minutes. That's going to be really hard for Heroic to deal with because Jug doesn't deal with Death Balls. Abba doesn't deal with Death Balls. Shadow Shaman doesn't. It's your Lina and your Zeus have to defend everything by themselves, and if 33 goes a pipe, what damage does Heroic really bring to a team fight?
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for Heroic.
So 33 TP's top, but look, there's a smoke out from Heroic.
They've got to try and find a kill with this Laguna Blade. They'll settle for the easy one. They'll catch Whitemon. Laguna still at the ready.
There's no
they
black
turn
hole,
into
90
something
seconds.
else. Trying to close in onto 33, but he's got the Malefice to hold back Analog. Again, get a support kill. But they ideally want something more than that. If they can get the tier 1 tower, that would be something to be happy with.
Tundra wants to defend this. 33 is still set up here. Gonna keep aggroing the creeps back. This is the awkward part. It's you bring all these resources, all these heroes, and the tower's still here, and they can't really kill the tower for free. And on the opposite side, Yuma's getting poked down constantly. He's always like less than 300 health, has to constantly be using healing ward mana, you know, spin mana. He didn't have enough mana to spin TP if he gets ganked again right now. So just a lot of pressure that Tundra is doing as well as just absorbing it up top.
Tundra bringing in even more resources to hold onto this tower. BZM. He's ready to join the action. So Heroic cannot stick around here any longer to try for the tier 1 tower. Tundra, they keep the tower alive.
Analog going pretty aggressive build. A little greedy. He goes just boots of travel. I would say he's probably recognizing that his entire job in this game is to delay and push out lanes and be everywhere that he can. He doesn't even have stun. He's not playing to kill heroes. He's literally just going to show up, hit a tower, push the wave in, and then do something else.
Whisper. See if they're able to force out the
He has a point.
borrowed time.
He should be okay.
Yeah, he plays it cool. Knows he doesn't have to get that quite yet.
Do you think he'll be able to do that?
What, just be cool and just
Be
not
cool,
steal
just
the
not
ult?
steal the ult,
I don't know, it's
hold it.
risky. I would be just so concerned there's like a random Ricky about a jump
imagine
or
you
something
get
as well.
jumped and you just bursted.
It's risky,
So
but
sometimes I get scared of, you know, if you end up dying in those positions without clicking your ult, it's way worse than, oh no, my ult's on cooldown for 60 seconds. Same with like Wraith King. You just forget to skill the ult on Wraith King,
oh, that's so risky on Wraith King. Wraith King,
That's a bad one.
I just skill that one immediately.
Yeah?
I'm not going to play around with fire.
It's better now with his innate, where he turns into a
you
ghost.
do have that window.
You actually have a window now.
You do.
Abba, you don't. You just die.
Timings we've got for Tundra at the black hole. It is at the ready again for 33. Hasn't quite got the mana, but he's got the one charges actually to make it work if he needs to.
Whitemon's about to get egg off of this next creep wave, so I think they're going to defend this tower. There's no point for Tundra not to. It's a lot of space as well for the other two cores. Both BZM and Dyrachyo love farming on these heroes. They're great at farming, so just the longer 33 is able to sit up here and defend this tower, the better for the whole team. And look, 1k gold lead. They're up at 3k gold now at 11 minutes just by existing. They're not doing any moves. They're not doing anything crazy. It's just 33 is defending this tower, and his other two cores are just farming. And it's going to keep being a bigger and bigger lead as the game goes on.
Now Yuma trying to chase Saxa down, but can't do this on his own.
You can never Omni Slash or Ricky.
No, it's never going to work out.
How annoying is this to play versus?
It's got to be rough, right? Especially when like Yuma, you're playing the Jug. This is already a hero that is not easy to kind of get off the ground in this patch. And you've just been completely bullied in these first moments of the game. You've got a long road ahead of you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's just a bad... Oh, they get the Whitemon.
They keep getting Whitemon. Now, multiple times they keep being able to kill off the Phoenix.
I feel like it's somewhat similar story as the first game where Heroic actually is ahead in kills. And they're getting these pickoffs, but what, of their 6 kills, 4 of them are Whitemon?
Yep.
This guy
he's
doesn't
just
even have
tanking them all.
2,000 net worth. And they're still down 3,000 gold. They're up 4 kills, but they're down 3k gold. So Tundra's playing the, we don't care about dying as long as we are playing the map properly.
Serpent Walls were dropped to try and put some pressure onto this tier 1, but Tundra's going to be able to farm up on pretty much all of them. Just not easy for Heroic to push down any of these tier 1s at the moment. Tundra keeping full control of their side of the map.
And our Tundra might go for a push mid.
Sax is giving good information here on the high ground. They're going to be able to turn towards the Zeus, smoke screens down. They'll be able to kill off King Jungles, no struggle.
This is an awkward fight.
They're trying to fight this, but
Really
Schofield, he
awkward
gets
fight.
jumped. He's gone. Omni Slash is there onto 33, but it bounces back to the Eidolons, so 33 is perfectly fine. Whisper has to borrow time under the tier 2 tower. Tundra, they're turning to chase down Yuma. He's got the Blade Fury, but the physical damage is coming in. Yuma, he should fall here. The Fire Spirits connect, dive forward. He's gone. It's looking rough here, Gunnar.
Yeah.
It's early days, 13 minutes in, but 6k lead and Tundra getting to do whatever they want, and a Heroic just not able to do much more than kill the occasional Phoenix.
And 33, I think he either just canceled his black hole instinct or black hole the ground, and it didn't matter. They all died.
We'll see it again here.
Yep. King Jungle's just one stun into the smoke cloud goes down, and you can already tell the second that the fight starts breaking down. Oh, all right, there was the black hole.
Yeah, I guess, Omni Slash to dodge the black hole.
It was very well played by Yuma, but it's not enough. It's just really awkward. They get surrounded, and again, every time I watch Tundra, it's an outnumbered game. They bring 5 heroes, then it's like 1-by-1 TPs, and by the time the rest of the team gets there, Zeus is dead. And now Lina doesn't really want to enter the fight. So now you just have the Jug and the Shadow Shaman just kind of on an island surrounded by 5 heroes of Tundra, and they both go down like for free.
I'm diving the tower here, my goodness. Woo!
One more?
He's gone. They can just dive for Schofield as well. It's getting messy. This one's could be a painful one unless something crazy happens.
It's okay. The innate from Jug Duelist is going to kick in. Whenever he's facing an enemy in honorable combat, he does 12% more damage. So, yeah, it's really good.
Okay. But it's against the Bristleback.
It's against the Bristol.
The Bristleback has countered this incredibly powerful Juggernaut innate ability.
Yep.
Just turn his back to him. Well, he's 12% damage now.
And Ricky's always going to be behind him.
Yeah.
He's backstabbing the Jug, so he countered
and he
himself.
picked the Jug into this.
Yeah.
He didn't read the innate.
He wasn't ready for this.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, here we go. Dyrachyo.
No BKB.
They should be able to get him, surely. There we go. Drop all the ults.
Armor
Bam.
toggle?
There's something.
You think BZM's going for this?
Not yet. Soon. Soon BZM will reach the power level of which tier 2 diving
It's the Glimmer Cape.
can occur without any threat.
BZM does have it queued up.
Yep.
So how many Glimmer Capes do we have right now? Is it only the one? I think it's only the one. Surprising. 33 unfortunately does have to go for a pipe.
He does.
He's buying the auras. It's a good pipe game.
BZM does lose his courier. Did have his shard on. So a little bit of a snipe there from Schofield. Slows down BZM's progression. But BZM should be able to farm up some of these Serpent wards.
And Soxa now finishes Defusal, so it's the Ricky versus Zeus matchup where the Zeus will just die anytime in that Soxa season. And it's getting rough. Tundra's getting every tool that they want. They get this Defusal. They're about to finish the pipe. Dragon Knight's finishing his Sajin Yasha. Well, I guess not that soon, but everyone's getting exactly what they want, I would say, for Tundra. And on the side of Heroic, it's still finishing a Battle Fury. It's 16 minutes in the game, still no Battle Fury. The Lina has Boots of Travel. So maybe they're looking towards the Lina Ags and trying to get 1 or 2 burst kills, but that's so much weight on the shoulders of a Lina, who, especially, it's not a free Lina game. She doesn't, I don't think she can burst a Dragon Knight. And then if Ricky jumps her, she's dead. If Enigma jumps her, she's dead. So it's a lot on if Analog is actually able to survive the initial fights and actually get his damage out.
Smoke out here as they're trying for the setup. At the top lane, Saxa's in.
Duragio might get caught bot.
They can just dive the tower here, force out the borrowed time. Whisper should live. But yeah, Heroic, can they find the opportunity to catch Duragio out once more? They've hit the scan, they know exactly where he is.
They're going to go for it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't know if they actually have the damage.
And in this sort of position, there will be backup. Yeah. He's going to show around mid, so they'll know that they've missed him now at least, so they can stop kind of wasting further time around this spot. Obviously, Tundra, they're getting the most done, whilst Heroic are trying to chase Duragio around the map. Tundra, they've got the space to take the tier 2 here, still nice and early, 17 minutes in.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I like how Tundra's playing if you compare it to the first game, when Heroic was in similar positions. They were never this far ahead.
Forward. That borrowed time's still on cooldown for 50 seconds. They'll try and run.
Has a shield in one.
He's gone.
I just like how Tundra's constantly playing around objectives. If you see wherever they're getting kills, it's actually around an enemy tower. Whereas in the first game, Heroic was just kind of getting kills wherever. Even the kills they've gotten, like the Phoenix, haven't really led to anything major for them. I think, what, 1 tower they've taken in the whole game. They just barely took the second tier 1 bot. So Tundra, if you watch their games, it's a lot about gold and actually getting objectives with that gold. And now they're going to Rax.
That's 18 minutes in.
Pipe is finished. Ags is finished on the Bristol. Dragon Knight's here. He doesn't need any items. And I don't think that there's a way for Heroic to defend this.
Uh-oh. It's looking pretty rough. Heroic, they'll turn up. Saxa.
Ags is finished.
Jump. Okay, Saxa does die for that. He's gone. Going to try and look to turn towards BZM. He is low, but he's got a lot of protection with these barriers, and now Tundra's ready to turn back in.
No borrow time.
Over towards Whisper, they've got him. The Abaddon's out for 30 seconds, no buyback on him, and Yuma's trying to get him from the side with the potential Omni Slash, but even if he does not have the damage right now. Just Battle Fury alone. And Tundra, I'll hold back with the loss of the Ricky.
I think they might walk into the 33 right now, if they're not careful. This is a very scary situation for Heroic. They need to delay the game. I think Analog basically needs to get 2 or 3 kills, just one-shot kills randomly across the map in the next, I would say, like 4 minutes. Otherwise, they're going to get raxed. Like 33, if he kills him right now,
You're just thinking
this
about
could be the game.
They just dive it. They might not even need the black hole. They've got the Aphotic Shield to get him out.
He's okay.
They're more than happy to just continue to focus down these barracks. Whisper will force them back for now. Still no borrowed time though. It's cooldown for 25 seconds, so Whisper has to be cautious. I mean, BZM getting very close to just killing him off. Whisper has to get back to the fountain. The space is there for Tundra to push on around the Dragon Form of Duragio and take this 19 minutes full set of barracks top.
And what's stopping them from going mid?
Well, BZM's courier was just AFK in the jungle.
He's going to work on his courier micro.
What's that, 2 in a row? In there with the mask on.
The shard, the voodoo mask. A bit disappointing. But we move on. He doesn't need it. He can honestly, at this point, just buy a second one. You know, TV base, buy another voodoo mask. Eat the gold loss. They're still going to be up 10k gold. Amplified damage now for the Bristle. I would say this is it, right? It's 20 minutes. The siege just spawned. Tundra probably just wants to end the game right now. Heroic's gonna go for the Tormentor. It should be fine. Oh no, guys!
I mean,
not again.
A little risky.
Not again.
Uh-oh, Saxa. Is he going to be able to get in and start cleaning up some heroes? They're TPing out, so he'll get the Hex off. And the Omni Slash. But it bounces back onto the Eidolons. Saxa has got the tricks of the trade to help bring down Schofield. They'll look to Yuma, and indeed, the Black Hole up and ready. Yuma's not getting home tonight.
tower is
And in the base, BZM's almost killing Whisper. He forces out the Apple. Lina just has to show up just to protect him, using everything to protect him. And it's always the 20-minute tormentors. Has there been one good 20-minute tormentor
It's
contest?
so risky.
I
this
haven't seen it.
because this was also obviously done by the team that was behind.
Yep.
But I guess, you know, that's the thing.
You have to make risky plays.
Indeed. In this situation, it's more understandable, right?
Yep.
You have to go for the risk because you know that the overall game state, it ain't great.
Dire's middle tower
Of course.
is under attack.
Roshan's up. 33 Cs. He just wants to go Rosh. It is rough. It is not a good one if you're a hero fan.
And I just feel like it's been a while since I've been sold by a jug pick. I don't know. This hero, is it ever it, Gunner?
Not for me.
No.
Personally, I mean, I know Yuma has a lot of faith in it. I think he used to win a lot of pubs. I think he plays it in pubs too. And then they did buff Duelist. And
we could check that actually.
Yeah. We could
get the stats though. Let's see if how's he been doing in his pubs, Yuma? Is Juggernaut it in the pubs? I will find this information out.
But every time I see it, I think it's just weak compared to a lot of the current meta heroes.
Sure.
Usually the carries have either mobility or a really strong steroid, and he doesn't really have either for damage, and no stuns. So kind of just everything that makes the other heroes good, like Alchemist, Dragon Knight, Phantom Assassin, he doesn't have any of that. The spin doesn't really do that much damage anyways, because heroes are so tanky now, they actually survive the spin and just turn on him. So he has a lot of negatives, I would say. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just pulls up to this fight on this Rax and kills everyone.
Let's have a look. BKB on Lina.
I think he has to do what? About like 10,000 damage?
A lot of damage.
Yeah, I think there's about 10,000 health on Dire. Maybe a bit more. A bit less. Yeah, just 9,000, 10,000. He can do it. They just have to maybe unplug their monitors for a little bit. Maybe the internet too.
They're just getting the racks. Everyone's alive on heroic, but there's nothing to be done. It's gone. So looking at you, he's played it 8 times in the last 3 months in his pubs.
Okay.
And he has a 75% win rate.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, sure, he's still got these memories in his mind of that time where he absolutely crushed it on a jug. But then again, one of these games, I'm seeing he went Battle Fury Armlet, so I don't know how serious that game was. He did win it in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Maybe he should have gone Armlet this game.
He should have won Armlet.
He should have gone Armlet on jug.
All right, so they smoke. Tundra kind of smells out the smoke.
Yeah.
Schofield's going to go down.
They're trying to kill 33. Can they even get him? They can't. The barriers are out. He's fine there. We'll kill the egg. You know, Whitemon will continue to tank the death this game for Tundra. Yuma will get the Omni Slash up. Here we go. Yeah.
How much damage was that?
Negative.
I think it was like 80.
Oh, 80. That's generous. That's generous. Well, here we go. A bit of fountain diving. We'll get punished.
Okay.
But the barracks are dying. Mega Creeps will be coming out.
You should dive the fountain. I would go.
Dive the fountain. Come on, BZM.
Go. No,
Don't be scared. Dive.
You have Bloodstone.
Oh, come on. Get in there, BZM. Come on.
You have Mega Creeps, guys. Okay, they called GG. Now, can you do it?
BZ, come on. Where's the fountain?
I'm sad.
Yeah, no fountain diving in.
I'm
Disappointing.
sad.
Here we go. Oh, come on.
That's not fun.
What's he scared of? Well, there you go.